Abuja, Nigeria's federal capital territory, was built as a symbol of order, safety, and national pride. But for thousands of residents, daily movement has become a calculated risk. Not because of war, not because of natural disaster, but because of a criminal enterprise operating in plain sight. One chance. One chance is not random crime. It is organized, deliberate, and recurring. Criminals pose as commercial drivers, pick up unsuspecting passengers, and within minutes, turn vehicles into mobile crime scenes. The result is often the same: stolen property, physical harm, and long-term psychological trauma. Survivors describe identical methods, suggesting a well-coordinated network that continues to operate despite years of public complaints.
I was still uneasy. So the guy I sat at the back with, that I met in the car, was telling me, Auntie, relax now. Why you don't want to relax? I told him I'm fine. So I continued talking to my friend and I was really tensed. We left Nyanya, the Nyanya Park, where we got to Nav Valley, the Nav Valley now. Just after the Nav Valley gate, the guy started winding up. And because I was at alert, I asked him, okay, why you dey wind up? He said, I won't put AC. I said, which taxi they put AC? Not put AC, I beg. Fuel too cost. Not put AC. Leave it. We'll enjoy natural breeze. And he continued winding up. And then just at that point when we're speaking, the guy at the front turned with a gun. And the guy we met in the car, who I was sitting beside, just pulled out a very shiny and sharp-looking knife with a hammer and started hitting us. I think the first thing they did was instill fear. Of course, they started hitting us, beating us, hitting our heads with hammers and all, commanding us to put our heads down, which we did. And he brought out a veil. I'll say a veil, yes, but a very big veil, and he covered our heads with it.
The whole car, everything they wind down. They play Christian music for the car. You no go suspect anything. Then we enter inside. The guys sit down there were 4 people there inside the car. We get the driver, the car we sit down for front, and then 2 guys wait there for back. So the 2 of us can't enter inside the car. So the other guys sit down as normal person. They sit down when you enter vehicle to go along for Abuja. Then me, I can't sit down by the handle side. So even reach 30 seconds into the journey, 1 minute. They central lock the car, they wind up. So with this Christian music, see they blast, you don't even really notice what they happen. Then they can't begin they shout. Then the guy will sit down beside me, can't notice say, now one chance people will don't enter. Oh. He can't they shout, he can't they try to touch the windows to see which one he try to go the driver's side. Then they can't put them down for the ground of the car. They come out knife, they begin they stab him.
So the guy in front of the car brought out the gun, a pistol, and then he brought out the bullet, live bullet, and he was inserting it there. He said, "This is a live bullet. This is a live gun, a real gun. See, if we misbehave, he's just going to shoot us, and nothing will happen." By then, the glass was already wind up. He had already brought down our heads, and he was like, "Let's lie down." We all lie down, and then they used one black veil to cover us up. After that, he said we should cooperate and bring out our phones. We gave them the bag. They removed everything, removed the money. My card holder, they collected it.
This incident started from 4 p.m. and ended around 9 p.m. So they took their time. There was no hurry whatsoever. They took our phones, opened the apps. They will ask you, okay, whose phone is this? What's the password to your phone? You give the password, they'll open the phone. They'll open your bank app. Okay, what's the password? I think the guy at the front was writing all the passwords and all of that to the apps and all. They took their time.
Then me where they the door side, they can't tie me down, put me for down, they sit down for my head, say man no talk, say man no make noise. After they don't finish, they don't turn back, they carry us go along that life cam side. Now after everything, I can't realize saying I life camp, they carry us go. So they can't tell us, say talk, as we dey inside this vehicle now, saying our money they find from us, which of our family members or which of our friends feel raise money for them to release us. So we dey there with them now. We dey try think who, but I tell them say to me, I no get anybody. But now so they can't ask me how much I get for my account. I can't tell them say to now the amount so I get for my account with this, and now the cash, all the cash where they in my hand, they inside my bag. See my bag for here. They collect my phone. They begin. They call my relatives. They ask them for 1 million naira if they fit get her for my head. Cause right now as we dey, so they carry all of us go Baba place. Say they won't carry us, give Baba anything where Baba won't use us for, whether na ritual, whether na organ harvesting, that one concern us and Baba. Them na money they find. So the other guy where they beside me, they come call person, say they want 500,000. So na oga for office. The oga can't lie, it is in a play. Then they come vex more. They still continue to stab the guy. Then the guy come they cry, they beg, say they won't kill him or maybe they sorry. Say he go call another person again, we go send money to the account. At some point, they dropped to a place where the guy at the front got down. He didn't totally slow down, but of course, at that point, our heads were down. That guy, I think at that point, I was almost blacking out because I had gotten so many hammers to my head. My head was ringing, and I was so dizzy, but I felt the car slow down. The guy at the front went down, and they were communicating. He gave the driver his gun. He said, "I hold him. If anybody move, shoot him." The gun gets silencer, you know. And then the driver told the guy at the back, if any of them move, stab them. We go wash the car, no be blood. Stab them. We go throw away their body for road. Nobody go know, they go die. We don't know now. We don't know how people they die for Abuja.
These consequences are rarely reported. They do not appear in police statistics. They are not reflected in government briefings. Abuja's public transport system remains largely informal, fragmented, poorly regulated, and vulnerable to infiltration by criminal groups. In response to transport insecurity, the FCT administration constructed multiple bus terminals across the city. They were presented as a solution, a controlled environment to restore safety and order. Months after construction, many of these terminals are not operational. With no functional terminals, commuters are forced back to the roadside, the very conditions that enable chance crimes. Vigilance has become the primary defense.
We have decided to re-strategize, and we will continue to do our best to ensure that we send them completely out of FCT.
Like the one chance of a thing. Every day we occur or we normally see one chance people carrying passengers from different sides, dropping them or even carrying them from this particular way, taking them to extra. They come back telling us that they have obtained them, they have extorted them of their phones and some other accessories, even with their money. And at the end of the whole day, or at the end of everything, we're going to give them some tips to take back home. These are the challenges we're facing, and we are begging the government in their own way to assist, to aid, and to reduce or also eradicate the one chance in FCT.
But victims question why survival depends more on personal caution than systemic protection.
So first off, when I reported, the officer who took my statement, yes, she was sympathetic, but she also explained to me that, she had also been in the same situation. She was in a one-chance situation about 2-3 months before that day. And she showed me her scar where she was hit with a hammer, her phone was taken, this is a police woman who was in that same situation, you understand? And she honestly told me nothing much can be done because these people have been doing this and getting away with it.
Educating them on the risk. It's better for them to enter into the garage and locomote, because they might lose anything at any time. And if they should lose and they should come back to the garage, it's 100% guaranteed that they will sit. I am assuring anybody that is operating on that garage, if your goods or your property is being stolen or lost, as long as your destination is from where you bought down to where you dropped, and the driver might have seen it, if not passenger, because before you can be a driver of a garage, you are well ascertained you are well registered, you are well programmed into the system. So you will not want to bring a bad or a negative name to the garage or to the union itself. So I see the only way the union is helping is to reduce the risk of one chance is by accommodating their passenger in their garage, making sure that the transportation system is working smoothly how it's supposed to be.
After the robbery, after the assault, after the trauma, survivors are left on their own.
We went to the police station to go and report that this is what happened. That's Nyanya police station. We went there to report. They said that there's nothing they can do about it. We should come back tomorrow. We came back in the morning tomorrow and they said we should go to where the incident happened and stand there for a while, that definitely those people will come again, that once in a while we should come and disguise and come and stand there, that by the time we see the car or the people that are doing the one chance, then we should give them a call, that the police will be on the background, that we should just give them a sign or a call. They will come in and then they will now follow up and see what they can do about it. I was like, how do we do that?
There is no known government-led victim support framework for survivors of one-chance crimes in the FCT.
Maybe we should have available therapists who would give you, who would get to listen to you and give you some therapeutic advice on how to cope, because they are professionals. Because leaving a person to go back home to process and learn to cope is not very healthy, because it takes a long time. For me, I don't know when I'll finally get over the experience. So if of course you go to the station, you report, and then they're like, okay, of course with your permission, if you are willing to talk to a therapist who will talk you through. But for me, I feel like the biggest solution to this is you curb it, because it's too rampant.
Nobody talks about trauma after this whole point. And you might be thinking, what's the trauma inside it? In fact, the whole point of sitting down to play back the incident, to start telling yourself, I wish I had waited. If I had known, I should have walked a bit. You know, there's this thing, after it happens to you, you start saying, what if I had just followed my neighbor and he dropped me off at his own office and then I went from there? That would happen. What if I had just said, no, I will not follow him and boarded from home straight up? You know, that whole thing is how the trauma starts. For some people, it might be denial, say, no, it didn't happen, no. So for some, it might be anger. So all these emotions come one after the other. But one thing nobody talks about is how you deal with them. So one way I think to help people is, as much as you can, talk about it.
In Abuja today, every ride is questioned. Every driver is suspected. Every journey carries fear. One chance thrives where systems fail, where transport is unregulated, where infrastructure exists but does not function, where victims are heard but not helped.
Can we have the right infrastructure to ensure that these things don't happen? What is happening in our transport system in the FCT? This is an urban society, for Christ's sakes, particularly the Federal Capital Territory. And we believe that if the FCT minister decides, all that needs to happen is for that decision to happen. If he decides and wills it, we believe that he will apply the same seriousness with which he tackles other things. We've seen the improvements in the state of roads in the FCT. Can we not have an improvement in security in the FCT? That is what needs to be prioritized, because it is only after we are safe that we can enjoy every other infrastructure in the FCT. So that needs to happen as a matter of urgency.
Every time we go out in the evenings, there are checkpoints. The experience I had when I interacted with the person said police stopped the vehicle where she was kidnapped. And instead of them doing a check, they just interacted with the driver and something exchanged, and the car moved on. And they were carrying her around FCT for more than 6 hours. So what are we talking about? There was a time that we talk about cameras everywhere. Where are the cameras? So why are we not being able to maintain our infrastructures, especially the infrastructure that touches on the life and interest of the citizens?
Until the FCT administration activates its transport infrastructure, enforces regulation, and support survivors. The fear will persist, and Abuja residents will continue to navigate their city as potential targets.